I'm very happy to have with us a young expert. He is a research scientist at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi. Right now, we have with us Kamalakanta Gahan. Let's listen to him. Over to you, sir.
So before I would start my conversation. So I would like to say something to you, sir.
Please.
Thank you so much for giving this opportunity to me to share my views about my journey with you. So when I got the first message from you, that time I was little, in doubt, shall I say or not? Because nowadays in social media, a lot of people reach to us, but that time we don't know whether the authenticity of that message. Then I went and checked all the videos of in Vidpeds, starting from the people from Harvard, different part of the world. Young Indians are there. You have taken the interview. That actually motivates me. So thank you so much, sir. You are actually doing the work. Which is being on tap long time. Now you are trying to tap and taking the views of the people, especially young generation. So it's a great initiative, and thank you for inviting me to this
Okay.
conversation. Okay, so
So let's go ahead.
so yes, sir. As as you said, currently I am working as a research scientist in All India Institute of Medical Science, New Delhi. It is an Indian Council of Medical Research funded initiative called National Center for Assistive Health Technology. Here I am working in the areas of disability, assistive health technology, and health policy and system research. So my areas is that. So currently, I now so far I have completed two projects. First project I did a comparative policy analysis of the developing nation, the disability support system, and compared to the developed nation. So I took Australia as a case. I compared to the India. Then I recommend in my end of the study I recommended something the policy to the government. And the second, we're currently working on something similar, the health policy, how to incorporate the assistive technology in the current ABPMJY, the largest health insurance of the government of India. So working on that. So inside, apart from my work, so I basically belong to Odisha. It's a place called Baleswar. So and I have done my graduation undergrad in BS in physics. So I passed in 2014. After that, I started appearing for Indian Civil Service examination. So I had this aim always. I want to do something for the people. This thing always inside me from the starting, if I say. So that's why that motivate me to do Indian Civil Service. That time I didn't have an idea. Only Indian Civil Service, where it will give a platform to help the people and the society. But during this preparation, I couldn't qualify the exam. But however, I gained a wealth of knowledge about and which aware me about the India multidisciplinary uh, issues, how society, the way you are thinking society is unidirectional, which is not. Actually, it is a multidirectional. The problem is so interlinked with each other. We need that kind of lens. So that's why I pursue my higher studies. I quit the civil service preparation. I pursue my PG in anthropology. I had a specialization called medical anthropology. So that's why further I did my MPhil in public health, because in India there is no MPhil in medical anthropology, but public health is relevant to medical anthropology. So I did from Tata Institute of Social Science. So after that, I
Just a second. Could you tell us a little bit about medical anthropology? What do you
okay,
study in it? It's the first time I've heard the phrase. So I'm curious, what do you do in it?
okay,
I mean, I know anthropology and I know medical. So I'm
okay,
keen to know what exactly do you study and how do you study it?
okay. So, basically, as you rightly said, anthropology study the peoples and the society. If in a one word, it's study of the people. So
Yeah.
when you say study of the people, study about the people's culture, their society, their interrelationship with them. So medical anthropology study the people's health experiences of the people. I can give an example. When you say the people with a blood cancer, so when a clinical people comes to study the blood cancer, they try to investigate the clinical aspect of the disease, the laboratory kind of thing. But health, as you know, health is not only the biomedical aspect. Actual health is the outcome of the different societal influences of the individual. So medical anthropology comes here and to understand what the experiences, how when the symptoms happens, how people conceive that and give their identity to that experiences. But basically, the one word, we try to understand the health experiences and the intersectionality to the health experience of the society and the different cultural meaning that they give to these health experiences in one word.
Okay,
We try to
wonderful. And
communicate.
from then you move to public health or something like that, right?
Yes, sir. Then
So
I
go
went
ahead.
to sorry. So I did my public health from Tata Institute of Social Science, Mumbai. So I always wanted to pursue a PhD because I thought it will one thing if I really want to do something for the society and it will give me the freedom. First of all, yeah, I'll take one problem statement. I'll try to do research and find the solution and reach out to the people. And I found the path. That's why I because before going pursuing PhD, I wanted to gain my knowledge. So that's why I pursue doctoral MPhil in public health. After that, I did a lot of research project. I worked in as a research officer in a uh, national health project as a research officer. Then I worked in a WHO research consultant. Then I came at AIMS New Delhi. Now I'm working. So this is the
Okay.
search on it.
So tell us what was the most exciting part of this journey?
Yes. Uh,
And
One thing I
also, by
would
the way, tell us, how you bounced back from,
yeah,
let us say, your inability to crack the UPSC, because I think
yeah,
many people would have also tried and then they have had to
yes.
bounce back. So let's just hear from you.
Uh, Thank you, sir. Like I have been always this idea, and thank you asked this question. I would like to share. So I would like you to take a little back before my graduation. So when I was studying in high school, that time I got an opportunity to enter a senior. So I asked him. I always wanted to do whatever I do in my life. I wanted to do best. That thing always with me. Something I want to do. The people and the I want to do best. The two ideas always with me.
Yeah,
So I asked them.
I saw on your profile that you were first class first in high
Yes,
school, right?
yes, sir.
Yeah, good.
So I asked him, and he told me in India there is a one exam that is the IS. So he gave that impression in my mind. He pursue in IS. That is the one mistake I did, which I would like to share with you. Everyone does. So become joining or preparing the Indian civil service. That was the one thing I received from the society. Yeah, I want to do the ballot without asking me what I am good at. You know, that was there is two gap I was having that I learned later in my life. So this idea was there, so that I thought after BSc I'll be, because why I'll pursue PG and all this kind of thing. The minimum eligibility is to just a graduate. So that's why I jumped the ocean without knowing what is my strength, my weaknesses, what I am good at. That question I didn't ask myself. So I put this interview or conversation. I would like to share this to the youth here. Before you taking the any clear decision in your life, whatever it may be, we have to internalize among ourselves what we are good at, what was actually our strength, weaknesses. So I always pay for knowledge. That was the point I was having. That time I didn't ask this question whether I should go or not. Because, but honestly, I'll tell you, sir. Well, during my PG, MPhil, the research I'm doing, if you give me one task, I can do throughout the night without feeling any kind of tired because I love this work. I'm saying this thing is there. When I love this work, but when I was preparing the civil service, that time I actually tired. I become if you study, I get
Yeah,
bored about
yeah.
the study, all this thing. Now I'm doing studying, I'm doing research, all this, but I never feel bored. Rather, I feel motivated to do something. So that was the one point. And as you said, how I bounced back, sir. One thing during the preparation of the civil service, all these things, when I didn't get through, even when I started preparing, that time always there is a backup thought. This is not what I do. This thought was always there. Second learning I got in my life, when you don't have fear of failure, that time you will do whatever you want to do. Even the throughout that 4 years, the second idea always in my mind. If not, what will happen? I am not from that family background where have a good support. If you're not, you can do a business, something like that. So that thought is always with me. But now I would like to tell you in this journey, although you also know because you have done, I saw the PhD from MIT, and the research path is very long. Still, sir, I have that enthusiasm. I never thought it not will it's not will happen. What other path I'll choose. The second thing, I now don't have that fear of failure in this process. These two things I would like to highlight in this video.
Okay. All right. And what are you, thinking of for yourself for the future?
Yes, sir. Thank you for asking these questions.
Yeah.
These two things recently. So when as I always as I am telling you, there's one thing in my mind. I want to do something for society and people, and I want to bring smile in their face. This is always with me. When I'm thinking in my research, so then I put that thought into my career. How I can bring that to so I reach out to the people. So that time for me, my product will be the knowledge. I said for me to reaching out the people, any framework I'll create through my research, any new knowledge I'll create, and that was the one thing. Then I thought if knowledge is one part, it will be a product which will reach out to people. So what are the medium so I can reach out to people? So there the second thought come one thing, that is the health policy. If I can through my research and create an advocate uh, that will create a impact the national level health policy, and I will be fully satisfied. That will give me the satisfaction. That was the thing. So the second question, the third question came. So if you see the all the health policy as of now, they are when they are taking their argument of the problem statement, they take the aggregate data. No, they don't go to study the intersectionality of the problem. No,
Okay.
if you, for example, if I'll say take the Odisha, so you can say if you want to take any kind of the health policy, probably for the cancer patient, we want to we want to create a policy for the cancer patient so that the access to healthcare will be rural people will be increased.
Okay.
So taking that thing, when we want to understand the access to healthcare among the cancer patient, we'll see, okay, in the Odisha, this kind of the percentage of the population, well, 50% of the population, the rural area, they don't reach out to the facility at the right time when the symptom happens. So because of that, they reach the facility very late. Since they don't reach at the right time, because of that, the delay increase and the condition also deteriorate. That is the one problem I'm giving. But now my point, I'm thinking right that way. When you tell this kind of percentage, taking in aggregate data, you are forming your problem statement or argument. We actually don't understand the intersectionality. Why the how what percent of the how many percent people from the rural area, which caste, the people, the which race, the ethnicity. We don't go to the deep. And the third thing I actually do believe, sir, ki we never have a one solution for all problem. We need to tailor our solution according to the problem. It should be the culturally attenuated. That's why now in my research in the further where I'm going to the Duke, I I I really want to address the health equity in my
Okay.
research through my policy. When we
Yeah.
try to understand creating the policy, we
Yeah.
cannot create just one solution to our problem. We need to understand the
Mm.
intersectionality,
Mm.
race, gender, class, caste of the problem.
Mm.
Then we can create a policy that will actually impact the every section of the society. So that
Yeah.
was my dream, or I would like to pursue further. In this, I can create some framework or the matrices, any kind of thing. Actually, I don't know at this stage right now. So whatever will be the outcome, and I will be more happy. That is
Yeah.
my ideas.
Well, I was talking to somebody who is an expert in public policy,
Yes, sir.
not in India, but he was saying that now, in public policy, they think that you have to look at the impact by disaggregation.
Okay.
Okay, what is what you are saying, that aggregation is not enough. Just cancer patients are aggregated as cancer patients.
Yes.
But you have to look at it, the impact of any policy by disaggregation, right?
Yes, sir.
That what is this policy? But what you are saying is the flip side of that, I think, that you have to look at the problem statement by disaggregation
Yes, sir.
so that you can make the policy by disaggregation rather than saying
Yes.
this is my policy and what is the impact by disaggregation. If we start the problem statement by disaggregation,
Mm.
not by silo, but by disaggregation, not by a big lump, but by looking at it in detail and saying, here is this, then we can have a more nuanced policy formulation so that we actually get better results.
Yes.
Yes, okay. So good. I like the idea very much. And
Yes.
I think health is such a key thing in India these days. A lot of people talk of public health, but
Yes.
we are not very successful, partly because I think the resources are not enough.
Oh, yes.
Resources are not enough. Innovative ideas are not enough. And thinking is not enough. So we need all of it, I think.
Yes, sir.
We need all of it. Okay. Anything else you want to share with us?
So I would like, yeah, I couldn't say one thing when you were asking me, when you asked me, what is the point, how you bounce back, what are the one point it pushes you to choose this career. So I'd like to highlight one point. During my PG, I got an opportunity to attend Indian Science Congress. So there's three Nobel laureate came. As of now, I don't remember the name. One from a physicist, so Arbam Hoshkov. Remember his name, and one is from medicine laureate. One is the chemistry laureate. So these three people are there. Like a big podium was there, and I attend all the lectures. So it's a live lecture. I attend from starting to till the end.
Yeah,
A lot of concept I didn't understand.
yeah,
But that was and even that point during my PG, didn't have that idea that I will research is something so that you can actually create an impact in the society. I
yeah,
didn't have that validation in
yeah,
my mind, sorry, in me. But after attending that lecture, live lecture, I thought actually if you want to do something and you can do through research. So how? So I found they did. So how? What I take from that lecture? So I found in any kind of problem statement. So I found they find the solution. They go to the granular level of that problem statement. So we don't actually study in problem statement that much. So second thing I got that audience, all kind of people are there. People from the cinema, art, every kind of discipline, multidisciplinary people are there in that audience. Everyone was connecting to that their lecture, their understanding. So it means the second point I got, although you will do the research, a lot of time research stays in the library or thesis in the publication. Main thing is how communicate that idea, the solution you are creating into the masses. That is the one thing which is very important. So that day I took two things. I would like to research and not like the research should be in my library. I would like to create a translation aspect. It should translate my knowledge into practice. So
okay,
that's why I choose so.
okay, okay. But you can also tell us some of your non-serious things in life, something else that you enjoyed or you have done. I mean, you've been through a long history now, quite
Yeah.
some years. So, what did you enjoy? What do you like to do for fun? What did you enjoy? Just make it a bit light.
Okay, so right. So I as an individual, I do a lot of traveling. So like trekking and traveling, mountaineering, I do. Recently, I visited Nainital, so to one back. But one thing I would like to tell you, the viewer, one thing, whatever in the even the darkest phase of my life I had, darkest phase of life, quote unquote, I am saying that 4 years. That 4 years, I honestly I'm speaking, I didn't have any single friend, no contact, nothing. So during that point of time, sir, even suicidal thoughts were coming to my mind. That kind of depression I was going through. But I would like to ensure that one thing inside me, whatever will happen, I will never gonna go to the negative track. So I had that time my heartbreak also happened because I was in like, sometimes, that people go through. I had also so many in my life. So I got some rejection about that 4 phase. So when I go and sit, I always told myself, I don't want to repeat that part of me, but I was there. So my one suggestion to viewer, even the hardest, how hard life will hit. the lowest- There is one principle within me. I will never go to the negative track because people do when that kind of people go to drinks, all this smoking, they do all this kind of thing when they hit. But I have never choose even the darkest phase of the time. That was the one thing. And other than that, I was little bit fitness enthusiastic. Do yoga and all this kind of running, yoga. I do like general people who I do, and I actually read a lot. That's the thing. And I'm sorry if I sound little boring. My life is it boring. Your voice is not audible, sir.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
mute it.
I'm just asking you anything else you want to add, share. I mean, darkest period, yes, but then tell us about your brightest period also.
My my brightest period will be my childhood. My childhood days, my school life. I because I was studying in a boarding school. So
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that was like one kind of incident I can share, to the viewer. So how we were trained. So in our school there was a system when people they count the mistakes. So it was a kind of boarding school. If out of 10 they'll see, okay, this fellow is doing now. This is the mistakes 2, 3, 4, 5. Now at the mistake cross, they'll bring that fellow and try to punish them. So having that in their mind, we shouldn't repeat those kind of mistakes. So what they do, we go through a grueling discipline life during that time. So we have to wake up at the 4 a.m. in the morning, and after that, like even the how cold, how hot it will be, we have to wake up at 4 a.m. If we will not wake up at the 4 a.m., the superintendent will come and pour the cold water to you, and you have to wake up. So that kind of thing I had during my so but because of I think that uh, 3 2 3 years which I had during my um, school life, I think because of that who I am right now.
Okay. All right. Okay. Just I always ask any final words.
This is the one revelation happened to me. So I would like to say I don't know if it is the right medium, but one thing I say ki there was a time, sir. There was a time I was thinking I am the person who is doing. So I am taking the responsibility. Because of that, there is a sense of ego developed in me. Like, taking the accountability, one thing that is good, but taking that the word I, it developed the ego within me. So slowly now I understand one thing. So actually, I am the nothing. Is one day I would like to dismiss, banish that I within me because now I think everything is happening in life. It happens for a purpose. So when I am not doing, why I'll put I and develop that ego within me. So I hope one day I should vanish that I, that ego sense within me,
Hmm.
and I'll find my way.
Okay. Thank you so much for a very open description of your life, telling us your issues, dark side, bright side, and what you have achieved. And I think you are on a good research track, so I'm happy to hear it. Let's end it here today and say bye
Yes,
to the
please.
viewers. I'll be back
Yes,
with
please.
another young person or an expert or a young expert like we have here with us today. Okay, bye everyone.
Bye, everyone.